Hey, Coach.
Hey, man.
Happy birthday, first and foremost.
Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
And wanted to ask you just about this 49er defense. They seem very physical and like to dictate the tempo, as we witnessed against in the Green Bay game. And even throughout the season, they like to play collective style of defense. So what if there's anything new or different that you learned about this defense in order to be able to kind of contain them or prevent them from dictating the tempo against your quarterback and Matthew Stafford and the offense?
Yeah, they do a great job. They have excellent personnel. They're really well coached. You can see, and they can do an excellent job of applying pressure with a four-man rush. There's a real buy-in and a commitment to a philosophy. What they play with the way that they play with their front four. I think Chris Kaserik does an outstanding job with those guys, and then they've got great personnel. They've got great speed on the second level. I think Warner is one of the best players in this, in this league, especially at that position. And then they're excellent on the back end. They're really sound. They do a great job. All 11 tackle on this defense. I think Jimmy Ward's a phenomenal player. Obviously, Bosa and Armstead have been outstanding. I've been really impressed with what Sampson's done. Jones on the interior. So they've got great players. They've got a great scheme. They're really sound. And they play with a relentless, fanatical effort every single snap. And you can see there's a real commitment to a philosophy, and you earn every yard you get against them.
And also, too, just speaking about your running game with Sony Michel and Cam Akers, and obviously the two fumbles that Cam Akers did. What needs to be said as far as Cam Akers is concerned? Obviously, it's a very confident young man, a very poised young man. But as far as those two fumbles that pretty much almost cost the game, is that something that you kind of specifically highlight and kind of talk about, or is it just something you just say, okay, we'll deal with it and then move on and try to deal with it preparing for San Francisco?
I think, the first thing is tremendous confidence in Cam Akers. We always talk about with our team ball security and the important emphasis of that, just like for the defense being able to attack at the football, Nick. And so just being more cognizant of great ball security. I think defenses in this league, and the Bucs are, one of the best, do a great job attacking at it. And that's exactly what the 49ers are going to do this weekend. So we have to be cognizant of that in traffic. Both of those are where it's kind of a second effort run where he's breaking a first tackle. And those usually are the times where the ball can get a little bit away from your body when you're kind of straining a little bit more. And, to their credit, whether it was Sue or Winfield, both those guys made great attempts, to be able to strip at it and force it out yesterday. But Cam will learn from it. Like you said, one of my favorite things about him, Nick, he's a supremely confident, secure individual. And I'm just fortunate, I think we're all glad that we get an opportunity to be able to respond, and a lot of confidence in Cam's ability to be resilient, and looking forward to him responding the right way this week.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome, Nick.
Hey, Sean, can you just provide an injury update for the group, including an update on Andrew and Taylor?
Yeah, so the only guy that, came out of the game a little bit, Joe Noteboom got strained his pec a little bit towards the end of the game. In that 2-minute sequence when we ended up going and kicking the field goal. Did a great job finishing out. So we'll kind of monitor his progress throughout the course of the week. Andrew Whitworth, had some great treatment, really responded well to that. He's feeling good. I expect him to be able to, practice this week and see what that looks like. And then, Taylor's really making great progress, has ramped up some of the physical activity, and he's feeling good. So both those guys look like they're on track, to be able to play on Sunday potentially.
Thanks. And then Matthew last night made a comment about how he likes to snatch people's souls sometimes. It was just kind of funny considering how usually kind of calm, and even when he said he was calm, but can you kind of take us inside the competitor he is that we obviously don't get to see in those moments?
Yeah, I think that, that kind of epitomizes it, but just watch his body language, how juiced he is after he spiked the ball. It was kind of Kobe-esque where he's ripping across his chest. And he's a great competitor, Lindsay. He's got a great balance. I think the quarterback position in general, you got to be able to strike that balance of being even keeled, but having the appropriate, authentic emotion when it's necessary. And he's got a great feel for that. And it's always authentic, but no, you guys, he's very poised in front of the media, and he's poised during games, but he's got a lot of stuff to him that I think people wouldn't realize. And that's exactly what you want from your quarterback. I love that fire that he has.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Claudia.
Hey, Sean, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Feliz cumpleaños in Spanish.
All right. Thank you.
talking about Joe Noteboom did a good job stepping up for Whitworth. How big was his impact on the game on Sunday?
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding, Claudia. And really that's what kind of Joe's done, whether it's having to play right tackle on Monday Night Football against the Cardinals a handful of weeks ago, whether it's playing left tackle for the extended amount of time when Andrew missed, a good portion of the season last year. He's just come in. We feel like he's a starter. I thought he and Rob both did an outstanding job for the amount of times and some of the stress we put on them with the amount of dropbacks that we did have in that game. And to be able to hold up against that rush was instrumental in us being able to win. Was really pleased with Joe yesterday, Claudia.
And as far as the game, obviously you lost those fumbles, which helped Tampa Bay get back on the game. How much did that change your play calling, if it did at all?
Yeah, it's in a lot of instances when you're up 27-3, kind of midway through the third, you're thinking, all right, let's try to keep the clock moving. Let's really, try to sustain some possession. In a lot of instances, sometimes running it, but probably some stretches there where you get a little bit of conservative. But then you say, all right, well, when we do get the quick change, we had kind of a look that we wanted. We had an errant snap, so. All of those have a little bit different narrative. You want to be able to close people out, but I love the way that our guys handled the ebbs and flows. And certainly, I'm always going to look at myself with some of the decision-making and things that I can do better for our players within the framework of a game, really in all phases, but especially offensively yesterday.
Thank you, Sean.
You're welcome.
Maria?
Hey, Sean, kind of going into the running back situation all season, we pretty much saw, running back by committee, first with Daryl and then Sony getting the lead and then Cam getting worked back in. Are we kind of back to the running back by committee? And what kind of determines who you want in there between Sony now or Cam?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of confidence in both those players, Maria. Thomas has a great feel for those things. He and I are so much on the same page, and a lot of it is based on the flow of the game. But I think we're at our best when you get both those guys involved. To be able to do that, you want to be able to establish a rhythm and a little bit of flow offensively, get both of those guys involved. Cam ended up getting the bulk of the work yesterday, but I think for us to continue to go in the direction that we want and give ourselves a chance to win this game against a really tough opponent, both those guys are going to have to be contributors, and I think that's what you can expect to see.
I was just going to ask you that because obviously the run game was so important the last time you played the 49ers.
Yeah, we had some things that they did a great job of being able to slow us down, and so that's going to be a key factor, as it is usually with every single game, to be able to do that and be efficient when we do activate those runs.
Have a nice glass of wine. Happy birthday.
All right, thanks, Maria.
Jordan?
Sean, I tried to get everyone to sing happy birthday before, but nobody wanted. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, just wanted to check on Ernest Jones, Sebastian, and Daryl Henderson and their status this week.
Yeah, so Ernest is a guy that of any of those three that if anyone was going to have a chance to play, those other guys, we just wanted to start their clock and kind of see if there was ever a chance. But with Ernest, I think he's making good progress.